I have a message for the tyrants of Tehran. If you strike us, we will strike you. There is no place in Iran that the long arm of Israel cannot reach. And that's true of the entire Middle East. Far from being lambs led to the slaughter, Israel's soldiers have fought back with incredible courage and with heroic sacrifice. And I have another message for this assembly and for the world outside this hall. We are winning.
I have a message for the long arm of Mr. Netanyahu, which is that it's the U.S. Air Force, it's the U.S. military, it's the U.S. Navy, it's not you.
Professor Jeffery Sachs is about to unload on Netanyahu when he made a stand at a world stage, chest puffed out, boasting about Israel's long arm. But who's really winning here? The people of Israel, the people of Palestine, or the war machine that thrives on an endless bloodshed? While Netanyahu paints a picture of Israel as a violent warrior against tyranny, the reality is far more sinister. He speaks of victory, but does he mean the mass killing of innocent women and children? The total blockade of food, water, and medical aid? Even during the ceasefire, the war crimes stacking up so high that they could land him in International Criminal Court? And let's not forget the hypocrisy. Professor Jeffery Sachs lays it all out. No fluff, no spin. This isn't about security, it's about domination. This isn't about self-defense, it's about expansion. And the biggest question, why is the US bankrolling and backing it at the expense of its own people? Let's dive in.
Netanyahu, it's the United States, and you're dragging us into your wars so that you can dominate millions of Palestinian people and deny them their rights. It's not your long arm. It happens to be ours. The fact that the Israel lobby has manipulated our politics long enough is the reason you stand there and say that. But to say that precisely when the president of Iran has spoken exactly the opposite and called for peace, rapprochement, reconciliation, and anyone can go online and look under the UN General Assembly, look it up on Google and type in the General Assembly and find the speech of the Iranian president and compare that with the speech of Netanyahu. You'll be very surprised who speaks about peace and who speaks about war and who brags because they have the US military in their pocket. It's really amazing. And it's very dangerous.
All the hostility directed at Israel this year, it's not about Gaza. It's about Israel. It's always been about Israel's very existence. And I say to you, until the Jewish state is treated like other nations, until this anti-Semitic swamp is drained, the UN will be viewed by fair-minded people everywhere as nothing more than a contemptuous farce.
Every line a lie, every line a lie. The Arab and Islamic State said in Riyadh last November, 2 states side by side, living in peace, security for both. The Arab League said the same thing this spring in Bahrain. 2 states living side by side in peace. Netanyahu doesn't want 2 states living side by side in peace. That's the bottom line that needs to be understood. Israel's not looking for security. It's looking to crush the foe. This isn't about finding a way to peace. This isn't about finding a way for 2 peoples to live peacefully side by side, which is what international law calls for and requires. This is about Israel dominating the entire region. And that's the big lie of all of this. This isn't about anti-Semitism. This isn't about Israel's security. This is about Israel, what they call Greater Israel. And when Netanyahu showed a map as he stood there, you could see it, by the way. He showed a map of Israel with no Palestine on that map. The map pointed to Israel, which would be all of the territory from the Jordan to the sea. So Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Golan, all of that was shown as Israel on Netanyahu's map. That's the point. Why is the United States in that business, for heaven's sake, at risk of the whole world for that business? Because some absolutely extremist, and many of them extremist religious fundamentalists, think that some 7th century BCE text promised them that land, and so they're going to keep it no matter whether the world goes to war, no matter what happens to the United States or anyone else? Yes, that's the map. And if you look at the map that he's holding in the right hand that says the curse, if one gets close to that, it shows Israel as controlling all of the territory.
Right.
This is the point. And that's what this is about. They're not looking for one moment at a political way out. And that long arm of Israel, again, yeah, that's the American Sixth Fleet. That's the American armaments that we ship every day. That's the American bombs. That's the American intelligence. That's the American satellites that are guiding Israel's bombs to their precise assassination addresses. Now, come on. This is us. Why are we complicit in this to our own danger? Exactly. You know, this is the students are getting attacked when they protest Israel for that statement, but that's Israel's complete plan, is from the river to the sea.
Right.
And the answer is there are two peoples, there are two lands, there's international law, there's the International Court of Justice, there are dozens of General Assembly and Security Council resolutions over the last 57 years. None of it matters to Netanyahu and his gangsters. And why is the United States playing this game?
Because of the donor class in the United States and its iron grip on the American government.
And you look at it's both Harris and Trump. They fall all over each other to say who's going to be more loyal to the Israel lobby.
Right.
They compete. That's their main competition. You're not loyal enough. I'm loyal. I'm going to do everything. They can have complete control over U.S. policy. Israel kills the negotiators. Who are the negotiators? Haniya, he was killed. They don't want peace. They're not looking for that. Yeah, they want a 1 week or 2 week ceasefire to get their hostages home so that Israel can resume the war. What they don't want is a permanent ceasefire. That would ruin everything, wouldn't it? If you're trying to win, and he said, we'll win. It's very mature. Oh, my word. What a peace-loving man. We'll win. The long arm of Israel. We can reach anyone. We can reach Iran. We can reach throughout the whole Middle East. Absolutely, somebody should wake up in the United States and say, hey, we have a country. We have our own interests. We have policies. And we have to judge what we have our military used for. Yeah, you and I don't get our reelection funds from the Israel lobby. This is, they stand up and cheer so that they can get more money pouring into their reelection campaigns.
Right.
This is, and by the way, Israel has basically, the people in the government, I'm sorry to tell everybody, but this is really not thinking about U.S. interests. And that's why you hear the mumbling, which is literally mumbling. They know it's not in America's interest. They know that they can't speak straight to the American people about any of this. They don't want to tell the American people that our policy is run by Israel. They don't want to admit it, but they don't want to say it out loud either, because that, we're a few weeks before the election.
Right.
And so Netanyahu is, he's manipulating all of this, but it's incredibly dangerous. And I would say, Judge, that it's similar to Ukraine, that we have $1 trillion a year military machine. And I wouldn't even say it's out for hire. We give it away to others for whatever strange purposes, because someone gets involved in some other country because of the lobbying. But we give away a $1 trillion military machine for, Yeah, a few $100 million of campaign contributions it's a hell of a bargain they bought into.
Yes.
But how ridiculous and sad and dangerous for the United States.
Professor Jeffrey Sachs didn't just speak the truth, he obliterated Netanyahu's propaganda. And here's why he's 100% right. First, Netanyahu's entire speech was a lie. He claims Israel's under attack, but the real attack is Israel's never-ending expansion. He doesn't want a two-state solution, because a Palestinian state would mean an end to Israel's total dominance. That's why every time peace is on the table, Israel crushes it. Every negotiation, sabotage. Every ceasefire, just a pause to reload, regroup. If Israel's truly wanted peace, why do they keep assassinating negotiators? Why do they blame them as Hamas? Why do they bomb civilians and block food, water, and medicine? The goal was never peace. It's been total control. Secondly, Netanyahu plays the anti-Semitism card to shut down any criticism. But this isn't about religion. It's about power. It's about land. It's about making Israel the regional superpower with US backing. Modern-day colonialism, imperialism. He waves maps that erase Palestine entirely, brags about Israel's reach across the Middle East, and uses American military power like it's his personal hit squad. Meanwhile, US politicians bow to him, not because they care about Israel's security, but because their campaigns are funded by the Israel lobby. Like the whole chair-pulling courtesy that Trump did on Netanyahu when he was in DC here not too long ago. So the real question is, how long will people keep falling for this? How long will the world watch this genocide unfold and pretend it's self-defense? And most importantly, when will Americans wake up and realize the government is being used as Israel's war machine? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that the US should keep blindly backing Israel, or is it time to cut the leash? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye for now.